Now, before you say anything, I swear this t-shirt is not intentional. It just keeps popping up. What's going on, guys? Chunky back here for a review of Aquaman. Yes, yet another DC Universe film. I've liked a couple of them. Before I get into this film, let me just say I liked a couple of them. So Wonder Woman is probably the best one so far. Then Justice League wasn't total dog shit. And then Batman vs Superman was a bit on the shit side. So it's really Wonder Woman and Man of Steel that are like the okay ones. Man of Steel's okay, Wonder Woman's actually pretty good, and now Aquaman is here. It's something different. It seems like it's got a bit more flavour to it in terms of humour and style. Now, before I get to anything else, the brief plot. Jason Momoa plays Arthur Curry, who is Aquaman. He's born of a human and the Queen of Atlantis, so he's half-half. He's a half-breed. Then he's someone in his family who he finds out he's trying to take over the like water and the land, and he's going to wage a war on like the land, and then Aquaman has to go on a journey to find this trident to stop his like half brother. And there were a couple of things that I liked about this film that I genuinely liked. The first was Jason Momoa. He's not amazing, like he's pretty stoic, but like he's definitely trying. And Aquaman's not like a boring campy, useless character anymore. He's genuinely badass. He's got something to offer, and yeah, he's quite an intriguing character, given that he's got an interesting past. So Jason Momoa, I really liked. I did like the visuals. Some of the CGI was a bit hokey, but they worked around it for the most part. You'd think the underwater scenes would be a bit awkward and stuff. They're really not. They take some liberties. Obviously, they can speak underwater and whatnot, but it sounds fine. It looks okay. When their face isn't really being affected by the water, but then their hair's like sort of floating in the water, it doesn't come across too convincing. But for the most part, you buy it. You're not really taken out of it the whole time. And secondly, the supporting characters is pretty good. Mara, I can't remember the actress's name. I'll put it down here. Is okay. I get that they had an interaction in the Justice League film, which seems totally different to the character that she is in this film. But Jason Momoa, Aquaman, is with her for most of the time throughout this film. And it was good because it sort of becomes like a globe-trotting, almost Uncharted style adventure, which I really liked because it wasn't taking itself too seriously. It was playing up the tropes it knew it was using. And then there were a few negatives. Like I said, the CGI and the effects are quite good for the most part, but there are a few stupid moments that take you out of it, like when they're talking clearly, their face isn't being affected by the water at all, and then their hair and the rest of their body is just being obviously affected by the water. It's a little bit inconsistent as far as continuity is concerned. And realistically, I mean, some of the characters are just boring. Like, the Ocean Master is okay because he has like a legitimate reason to want to wage the war on the land, which I won't sort of go into because it has a bit to do with the plot. But then the other villain, my main problem with this film, the Black Manta or Mantra or whatever the fuck, I could never pick it up. I don't know if it was Mantra or Mantra the whole way. He's just super underutilized and wasted. Like, they do such, I wouldn't say good job, but they spend like a fair amount of time at the start of this film setting up his character. So there's a reason why he hates Aquaman, and there's a reason why he's equipped to do what he wants to do. Like, he's a pirate. Something happens at the start of the film, which I won't explain because it's a spoiler. It's part of the plot. And then he basically hates Aquaman and he wants to take down Aquaman as a result. He's just a pirate. There is no like gimmick involved. He just wants to kill Aquaman. The problem I have there is he gets used in the first half of the film and then dropped the second half of the film. The way they deal with this character in the film is just disgusting. Like, it's a throwaway, it's underdeveloped, it's underutilized, and it's just a waste of time because you spent so much of the film telling me that this was important, there was a reason why he was doing this and building up this legitimate villain, and then you throw him away because the Ocean Master took over and the whole water versus land plot, and it was a bit more important because it involved Arthur as well as the Ocean Master. So I can understand that much, but the Black Manta stuff was just wasted. Now, it's a spoiler as to why or what happens later. I won't explain that, but for the most part, this film, it's a wasted opportunity. Now, overall, that's the problem with this film. It has a few positives and a few negatives. For me, it falls straight in the middle. Some people are calling this like a decent movie, one of the better DC films, and I have to agree. Now, I'm in a bit of a rut because when I watched it, I was genuinely pleased with it. But the more that I think about it, the more those negatives really piss me off. So I would give it an okay watch, personally. I'm not a huge fan of Aquaman. I don't know much about Aquaman. The most that I've really sort of exposed myself to Aquaman is this film. So I won't really say I know a lot. It did a good job of introducing me to the character. It did a good job of introducing him into the DC extended or movie universe. Justice League was just a waste of time. So it falls in the okay watch category for me. But if you're just looking for some casual fun, if you're looking for some sort of film that's really easy to get into, doesn't really tie much into anything else, it's not really filled with any lore or backstory or anything like that you need to watch other films for, then I can jump on board with this. I can understand why people might like this film. So overall, I wanted to get my review of Aquaman done. There's not really much to say about it because it is just sort of like an okay film. It doesn't like it's doing well financially, but critically it's sort of just okay. So I wanted to sit on this film to see if my review would change, or see my opinion would change, and it really hasn't. So there it is, guys, my review of Aquaman. That's it from me today, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. I should also note, turn on that little notification bell down below so you get notified whenever I post new vids. Like I said, 2019, new year, I'm back. I'm going to try to be back nice and consistently and upload at least one video a week. I think that's fair. Whatever it is, I'm going to try gameplay videos, reviews. I'm going to try and mix things up, but I'm going to be here, so don't stress. I'm not going away like that again. Thank you very much for your support, guys. This is Chunky. Thanks for stopping by my world. See you later.